now tuned into The Truth with G. Inspire, educate, and uplift. If you can't handle the truth, this ain't the show for you. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So sit back, relax, and buckle up and enjoy this ride.
The Truth with G. The Truth with G. The Truth with G. All right. Welcome back to the show. You listen to The Truth with G on WPMM Internet Radio. I am your boy, Gerald Graham. You know me as G. Once again, we are back to talk about the issues that matter to you and your community. Hope all is well with everyone. Hope all is well. It is Thursday, the 23rd of February. 23 days into the month of February, 23 days into Black History Month. And only 28 days in the month of February, so we only have a few more days of Black History Month. But I hope that we are continuing to educate ourselves and spreading the word in Black history over the 365 days, not just the 25 days of February. But once again, hope all is well. I want to thank everybody for joining me today on The Truth with G. Really do appreciate you guys. Appreciate my listening audience. Tell everybody in the world that I have the greatest audience in the world, and I really do believe that, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I got some ride or dies that's with me every single night that I'm on. We're on Mondays and Thursdays. Mondays and Thursdays at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. So again, once again, thank you for joining us. If you're on Facebook, make sure that you do share. Make sure you share. We're just Topics Thursday today. Topics Thursday. We'll be talking about an array of subjects today. Some of the important things that I think are important. Also, I want to hear from you guys as well. We're not taking phone calls today, but if you're on Facebook, you can drop your comment into the comment section, and I will read your comment, and we can definitely discuss your comment and anything that you want to discuss, even if it's outside of my topics. I don't mind you wanting to discuss an issue that you may be having, because if you're having that issue, that means someone else as well is going through the same thing. So want to make sure that all topics get covered today. Once again, Topics Thursday on The Truth with G. We are WPMM Online Radio, where we play more music, the best in R&B, jazz, talk, neo, soul, independent hip-hop, and old school music. You can listen to WPMM from our website at WPMMradio.com. You can also go to TuneIn and iTunes Radio. Also, Alexa will oblige as well. If you tell Alexa to play WPMM, she will do so as well. You can download the app. It's a free app from the Google Play Store, the iPhone Store, the Apple Store. Also, you can go to the website and download the app as well. Once again, it's a free app, and it can go on any streaming device, phone, tablet, what have you, computer. You can put that app on anything and take WPMM with you anywhere you go. Looks like Mr. Adams has joined us on Facebook. What's going on, sir? How you doing? Looks like just let you know, at the main studio, there's some apparently Cox Cable is having some internet issues across Pensacola, and it's affecting the main studios today. So that's the only reason why we're not taking phone calls today, because Cox seem to be messing up over there. So, but again, we are streaming live on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We also have a YouTube channel and Twitch, so you can join either way. And if you have someone who is not tech savvy, all you have to do is text them WPMMradio.com. Just put that in the message field, WPMMradio.com. Send it to them. All they have to do is click on it, hit play, and they can enjoy the show as well. So there you go, Mr. John. You already start causing issues. Only difference in the studios is that one, we can take calls, the other one we can't. And the only reason why we can't take calls in the other one is because of the phone line. The phone line is only registered to that one location. But we are live. If you're hearing me and seeing me, then we're doing something right. We're doing something right. Looks like Miss Deborah Rivers has joined us as well. How you doing tonight, Miss Deborah? Good to see you on. Again, if you're on Facebook, go ahead and share. Go ahead and share. If you have a topic that you want to discuss, go ahead and drop it in the comment section. The views and opinions expressed by individual radio hosts are of their own and does not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of WPMM Radio. WPMM does not intend to malign with any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything. Which means, as I keep telling you, I've been telling you for almost 3 years, you can't sue me for what I say because I'm going to tell the truth. But if you do try to sue me, one, you'll be just practicing. And if you do win, I still have that 17 cents in that jelly jar that's sitting by my bed. You can get the 17 cents and you can get the jelly jar. Make room for me to put something else on my nightstand. But yeah, it's Thursday, people. It is Thursday, 23 days into the month of February. It seems like January 1st was just a couple of days ago, and it seemed to be going by pretty quick. This year. And I tell you like this: the older you get, it seems like time speeds up. And you want it to do the opposite because you don't want to, when you get old, you want time to slow down. But it seems to do the opposite when you get older. But the month of February is Black History Month. We cannot forget about Black History Month, but we need to keep the history lessons going 365, not just in the month of February. The history of our people is very important. It is very vital to understand how America came to be what it is today. Because without Black people, we would probably have a totally different society today. Because America was built on the backs of Black people. And if anybody try to tell you any different, like people such as the asshole DeSantis. If it was up to him, you couldn't even recognize the fact that Black people have a history at all because he's trying to erase Black history. But make sure that we are educating our kids, make sure we are educating each other in regards to our history because without knowing where you're coming from, it's hard to know where you're going. Because you have to know where the starting point was. Because if you just start at your date of birth, you're not going to understand the plight and in which you got here. You're not going to understand the struggles that gives you the freedoms and the rights that you have today. Even though that they are trying to, when I say they, I mean people who are racist, and that can be Black or white people. That can be anyone that's against or set out to oppress Black people is who I'm talking about. So don't think I'm just pinpointing white people because we got some Black people out there that are idiots as well. And it's not all white people. I keep telling you guys that I'm not anti-white. I don't hold everything against every white person. The only people I have issues with are the racist white people. If you're not a racist white person, then we get along fine. We can be the best of friends. But if you're a racist, I would like to know that you're racist. Because I don't want you to be fake with me. I want you to be yourself. I want you to be comfortable in being a racist. That way we can have a dialogue and we can have a conversation based on your true beliefs versus having a talk about something that's not correct or a fake conversation. That's not me. I respect you more if you stand up and be proud of who you are, whether you're good, bad, or indifferent. Whatever you are, be proud of it. Don't be fake. I lose all respect for you. There's no respect at all. Even though I don't have respect for a racist, but I will respect you as a person just by being open and letting me know that you are a racist. Because I don't want you smiling in my face and then talking about me behind my back. I'd rather you smile at me and tell me you don't like me because of the color of my skin. That way I know how to treat you. I know how to treat you. It's not that I'm going to slap you in the face or anything, but I know how to speak to you, and I know how to talk to you, and I know what you need to be educated on to kind of correct the ignorance that you have. And but anyway, I'm on a tangent right here, and I apologize. We're supposed to be talking about the topics. Looks like Mr. John. Oh, he said, tell Marjorie Taylor Greene that. Marjorie, boy, that woman. I'm gonna try to get to her at some point in the show, because Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to let. Well, since you brought it up, Mr. John, since you brought it up, Marjorie Taylor Greene, House Congress person out of the state of Georgia, is the most idiotic and dumb person. Well, I take that back. There's a few Republicans that are running neck and neck as far as stupidity with her, but she is one of the front runners when it comes to stupidity in our Congress, if you will. And this idiot wants to separate the states. She is talking about creating a civil war type situation where red states branch off and be their own country, and blue states be their own country. But this stupid part of this, well, the whole idea is stupid for her to bring it up in 2023, to bring up something such as that. That's a stupid part in itself. But she keeps talking about the red states are the better states and this, that, and other. But she is in Georgia. She's too stupid to realize that we have two representatives out of Congress that are Democrats, one black, one Jewish. Biden won Georgia. So she's in a blue state, but she's too stupid to realize that. But she wants to separate and put red states in one category and blue states in another category, and then invite the people from the blue states to come to the red states. But you have to have a probationary period before you vote. 3 to 5 years before you can vote, and the people that interview this woman entertain this bull crap. And that's one thing that really pisses me off, is that she'll go on. Well, obviously, she's going to run to Fox, Newsmax. She's not going to come to CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS. She's not going to come to any of those stations to voice her stupidity. But they let her spew this garbage without even trying to challenge the stupidity. And that's what pisses me off about right wing media, if you will. Mr. John, I see you putting comments. I'm trying to read them. I can't see. Let me explain to y'all again when I say I can't see, so people don't think I'm crazy. I work 8 hours. I work from 8 to 5. I'm looking at a computer screen all day long. When I get off work, my eyes are shot. I can't. Everything is blurry that I try to read up close, and my eyes stay that way. Even as far away is an issue as well. But it takes a little bit for my eyes to adjust. Usually between 2 and 3 hours after I get off work for them to adjust and get back where they're supposed to be. So if I start looking at something and start reading something, and if I act like I can't read it, I'm not stupid. I'm not Marjorie Taylor Greene or Matt Gaetz or Bobert or any of those idiots. I just can't see what I'm reading. So y'all bear with me. I'll try my best. But Mr. Adams says, you don't study history to relieve it, but to learn how you got to where you are and learn how to correct the mistakes of the future, for the future. I'm sorry. And then he also said, I guess military bases have to leave. Yeah, because military bases in red states got to go because we have a lot of Democrats, a lot of Democratic soldiers, if you will. And then you want to call me old, Mr. John? We're the same age. We're the same age. We both qualify for AARP. And if it was back in the day, we both would be getting free coffee at the local fast food restaurants. So we're the same age. And if I'm not mistaken, I think you have some spectacles on your face as well. But yeah, that's the situation with Marjorie Taylor dumbass. And if you're not aware of who this chick is, you really need to just Google her. Just Google her and see what some of the stupid, sick comments that she makes and that she's able to get away with. That's the scary part. McCarthy, who was the House leader, the Speaker of the House, he's not going to do anything to censure or to reprimand this person for doing the things that she do. She can show up at Klan rallies and no reprimand, no consequences to her actions. You know, they can basically just do what they want to do. In Congress right now, with the House being majority ruled by the Republicans, and it's sickening. But if you're not aware of what's going on, you really should be, because this affects your everyday life, how people act in Congress. And since we're talking about Congress, that's one of the topics that I wanted to talk about today as well, with these committees. But if you're just joining us, this Topics Thursday. We're jumping around on topics, but if you do have a topic that you want to talk about, drop it in the comment section on Facebook. Drop it in the comment section on Facebook. We're on WPMM Facebook page, also on, and I keep telling y'all, WPMM Facebook page. It is WPMM Facebook page, but some of y'all may not be able to find it if you're looking for it on WPMM Facebook. I just realized it's under Jeff Dawson, who is the owner of WPMM. It's under his name. So Jeff Dawson, if you go to WPMM Facebook page. But drop your comments into the comment section. But in Congress, you know, the Republicans ran on law and order. They ran on inflation. They ran on crime. They ran on border security. They ran on all of they ran talking about these issues that supposedly the Democrat, that's how they say it, Democrat. They let Trump change up the whole terminology of that word. It's Democratic. But that's how stupid Republicans are. But anyway, they ran on this platform, a false platform, and since they have taken over in January, they're not trying to pass any legislation that deals with inflation. They're not trying to pass any legislation that deals with the violence, such as the George Floyd Act. For as far as police, they're not doing anything in regards to crime. What they are doing is bringing people in front of these committees that are chaired by Republicans and led by Republicans to ask about Hunter Biden's laptop. And I know, first of all, y'all saying, who the fuck is Hunter Biden? The second question is, what Hunter Biden laptop got to do with inflation? What it got to do with border security? What it got to do with national security? What does it have to do with crime? Not a damn thing. And that's what the Republicans, the idiot Republicans, want you to believe. And unfortunately, there are a lot of Republicans that believe that Hunter Biden has something to do with how this nation is being run, because the Republicans keep making an issue. But they're not doing anything that they talked about in regards to when they were on the campaign trail. They're focused on Hunter Biden. They're focused on trying to prosecute people who went against the January 6th insurrection. They're not doing anything in regards to legislating that has anything to do with you and I. Nothing whatsoever. So, Mr. Adams, he asked, what do I think about Nimrata Haley? Nikki Haley, that person, and I really hate talking bad about women. I really do, because I think women should be protected. I think women are sacred. I think women are the backbone of our society. But when you have people like Bobert, Green, Nikki Haley, Herman Munster, not Herman Munster, what's her face? The former press secretary, Huckabee. Did I just say Herman Munster? I apologize. But when you have women like that have no type of morals about themselves, that will flip and do whatever and go along with whatever, that irritates me. And Nikki Haley, not to jump subjects or anything, Nikki Haley just threw her hat in the ring to run for president of the United States. Nikki Haley was a foreign advisor for Trump, his administration, until she decided to quit at some point. But she was on record. She was on record during the tenure that she had at the White House to say that Donald Trump never told a lie. He never lied about anything. He was always straightforward with her. Never told a lie that she would vote for Trump and this, that, and the other. And now she's flipping because she's running for president. Now she's flipping. So now So I can't trust anybody like that. She went along with the whole scenario of all the corruption whatsoever. She went along with it, and now she's running for president. So if you're stupid enough to vote for her, then you're an asshole. If you're stupid enough to vote for Trump, DeSantis, Nikki Haley, Mike Pence, who will probably throw his hat in the ring. Well, let me just sum it up by saying this. If you vote for a Republican for president of the United States, you're stupid. Now, if you want to come at me and for calling you stupid, then we can have this dialogue, and I'm gonna explain in detail why you're an idiot. I'm explaining to you in detail, because obviously you're not aware of the fact that you're an idiot. You're too stupid to realize you're an idiot. So I would try to educate you as to why I call you a stupid idiot and an asshole for voting Republican in a presidential election. There's nobody that is talking about running or has, there's only one person, Nikki Haley, that threw their hat into the ring. There's one governor from, I forget what state it was, that is talking about it. He is and I forgot what state he was from, but he is the only one that has really somewhat spoke against Trump and his flunkies. But still, he ain't said enough. And I forget his name. He's a God, I wish I could think his name. Mr. John may know. Who's the governor that Tim Scott? And Mr. John said Tim Scott may run. Tim Scott, if you're stupid enough to vote for Tim Scott, then you're really an asshole. Don't let the color fool you. Tim Scott is the only black senator right now in the Senate. And the sad part about Tim Scott is really a smart individual. He's a well-educated man. He's a smart individual, but he's dumb as hell. He's dumb and he's naive. He is one of those who have allowed the Republican Party to mold him into a black racist. So that's why I say dumb. He's too intelligent to be that stupid. But if you're stupid enough to vote for him, then you're stupid as well. Okay, former Maryland governor, and I forget his name. I was talking about the governor that's thinking about running for president. He's a former governor of Maryland, and he is the only one, to my knowledge, to date, that has spoke anything against Trump. His policies, he's made statements against certain policies. He is not an election denier. He is not for what happened on January 6th. But he's still a Republican. He hadn't said enough to convince me that he is worthy of running. But if I would have to say, if I had to pick a Republican to run at this point, if I had to pick not that I would vote for him, but if I had to pick thinking about the fact that a Republican could win the office of the president, he would be my first choice of the evils. Because in that case, you would have to pick the lesser of the evils. So he would be the lesser of the evils. And Mr. John gonna get me his name in a minute. I know Mr. John gonna research it. He gonna Google it. Hit your Google machine, Mr. John. Tell me the name of that governor. I'm kind of scared to kind of go into other stuff on my computers because of the way things are set up. So let's see. But anyway, that's our situation with the Nikki Haley situation. She is running for president, and if you vote for her, you're an idiot. So, but if you're just joining us, we're talking multi-topics today. Topics Thursday, right here on WPMM Internet Radio. If you're on Facebook, let me know. Hit the thumbs up, hit the hearts. Let me know you're out there listening. Again, if you have a topic that you want to discuss, throw it in the comment section. There are a few topics that we need to kind of touch on, if you will. I wanted to kind of stay on the national side, but I wanted to slide over to the local side as well, because we have some strange things going on in our city. In Pensacola, there's a lot of strange crimes that's going on. And then across the nation, we still have these mass shootings going on. We still have police brutality that is continuing on and on. That won't stop. It's gotten worse since George Floyd. The George Floyd situation it's gotten worse. Each and every day you see more and more videos, not just one video. You see more videos of police corruption and police officers taking advantage of their position, if you will, the position of authority, and it's sickening. It is sickening. Let's come on the local side for a minute. Well, let me say this, because I know I have some people. Larry Hagan. Thank you, Mr. John. I certainly appreciate that. Larry Hagan. That's the individual I was talking about as far as Republican who is thinking about running for president on the Republican Party. From my understanding, there's going to be several individuals before it's all said and done, and you're going to see these names pop up between now and probably June. But Larry Hagan, like I say, if I had to choose from the ones that are currently either actively thinking of it or have already put their hat in the ring, he would be the only one that I would say, okay, I don't want him to be president, but he is the best of the worst. if I can put it that way. We'll say, yeah, let's put it that way. He is the best of the worst. So, because I know it's a possibility that it's a sad possibility that we could lose the White House, which is sad, which is a sad situation. I think at this point, it appears that our current president will run again. Joe Biden will run again. I don't believe that Trump has enough of his base to win the Republican primary at this point in time. Even though he still has the momentum, if you will, he is still polling higher than people like dumbass DeSantis. Nikki Haley is only polling at like 1-2%, even though it's early. But Trump and DeSantis are the two that are polling the highest in these polls, and it's too early really for polls. But you know, if you're early polling, and if you're Nikki Haley and you're only polling at 1%, it's not a good sign for you, if you will. But anyway, all this other stuff going on. And I want to talk about the fentanyl situation as well. But let's take a look at let's try to take a look at some of our local situations. Here in Pensacola, I've been telling my wife, me and my wife been having several conversations about her safety, if you will, when it comes to just venturing around Pensacola. I'm almost at the point to where I really don't want her out after dark, even though I can't tell her, you know, I'm not a dictator. I'm not a I'm not trying to hold her hostage or anything of that nature, but you know, I fear when she's out after dark by herself because of all the chaos and all the crime that we're having in our city. And I would advise every woman, particularly, and not saying it can't happen to a man, but I would advise every woman to take measures to protect themselves. Take measures to protect themselves, whether that means that you need to register to get a gun license, the license to carry, so that you can keep something on you at all times, or you know, have some type of you got to protect yourself. You got to be aware of your surroundings. You got to stop pulling up at gas stations and getting out the car and leaving your purse in the car, leaving your car unlocked. Even when you're doing something as simple as getting gas. A lot of women make the mistake of getting out. They pull up to the gas station, to the gas pump. They leave their purse on the seat. They get out the car. They may even leave their keys in the car. They may even leave the car running. They get out the car and they go around and they pump gas, and they're oblivious to what's going on around them. They don't pay attention to what's going on around them. But at any point in time, just depending on how you're pumping your gas, if you leave your car open, and if you're not paying attention to the other side of your vehicle, whichever side, because you're going to be on the side where your gas pump is. If you're not paying attention to the other side of your vehicle and your car is unlocked, people are going into your car from that opposite side of where you are, and they're either stealing stuff from out of your car or they're taking your car. I want all women to get in the habit when they do go to these gas stations to, pull up to the gas station. First of all, check your surroundings. Make sure there's nothing suspicious, especially if it's after dark. If you see something that don't look right and you don't feel good about it, go to a different gas station. Don't get out the car. Just keep going. Go to a different gas station. But look at your surroundings before you exit your vehicle. When you do exit your vehicle, turn your vehicle off, take the key, get out of the vehicle, lock your car. Go around, do what you got to do to pump your gas. Most people swipe at the pump. If you're somebody that needs to walk inside the gas station from your vehicle, don't do it if it's after dark. Wait till the next day to get gas. Pump your gas. Go back to your vehicle door. Unlock your door when you get to the door. Get in the vehicle, lock your vehicle, pull off, and go on about your business. Mr. John, you're right. That should apply to everyone. Everybody need to follow those guidelines, if you will. But particularly women, and I look out for a woman before I look out for a man any day of the week, because I'm sensitive about women, children, and old people. Those are the ones that I look to protect, regardless of what's going on, first and foremost. So, but yeah, everybody should follow those guidelines when they are out and about. And we've had situations in Pensacola where a young lady was shot in the face. She was just simply sitting at she was driving, if you will, sitting at a stop on off of Pace Boulevard, and got shot in the face. And it turns out that, from my understanding and information that I received, it was, and based on the information that was given by the victim, it was pretty much a mistaken identity in her situation, but she got caught up into that situation, and still praying for her. I don't know what her situation is today as far as her recovery, where she's at on recovery, but my prayers go out to her. I hope she's recovering well. Then we have cases. There was a Pensacola man that was jailed for raping a rape in two separate cases. Again, you gotta be aware of your surroundings. But story came out today. There was a 22-year-old Pensacola man in jail for allegedly raping girls in two separate cases. I don't know how to say his first name. Is Nihan, Nihan. Watson is his last name. Was booked in Scadden County Jail Wednesday morning. That was yesterday morning on sexual assault. Victim between ages 12 and 18. Sexual assault, a victim less than 12 years old, so he's raping kids. Aggravated assault, a weapon offense, trespassing, kidnapping, false imprisonment. According to the report, Watson raped a girl under 12 years old on November 14th of 2022 at a home on 9th Avenue. The report states the domestic violence incident happened after he got into the girl's bed as she was sleeping. You got to watch who you bring into your house, people. According to the report, when the incident was reported to deputies, records check revealed Watson had an active warrant for an unrelated sexual battery case in Scadden County on June 5th of 2022. The victim in June's sexual battery case was between the ages of 12 and 18. Arrest report state that the victim believes she was meeting up with a male she had been messaging on Facebook. Upon arrival, she encountered Mr. Watson, who had accessed the male's Facebook to trick the girl into meeting up with him, according to the report. The report states that the girl tried to run away from Watson. He held a gun to her head and raped her. The report states that the girl tried, according to the arrest report, following DNA results, deputies issued the arrest warrant in October for Watson in this case, but he was not able to locate him. The report did not state when deputies located Watson to arrest him Wednesday morning. He's being held without bond. And this is a situation, this particular situation, this person had been identified as a rapist of a child, but the police couldn't find him. And during the time that the police could not find him, he raped another child. And the sad part about this is somebody was aware of who this person was and what he had done, and probably knew where he was and did not report or turn this person in. So which left him out there to rape another child. Somebody like this, I'm sure these aren't the only two victims. These are the only two that's being reported as far as this arrest goes. But I can guarantee you, with behavior such as this, these are not the only two victims. And this is taking place in our community, right here in the city of Pensacola. And like I say, it's so much crazy stuff that's going on here. You know, I hate to keep harping on back in my day. You know, we didn't have situations such as, not saying we didn't have crime, because we did, but it wasn't like it is right now. I mean, it's like every single day. I can remember watching the news. I can turn on Channel 3 News, and within the first 2 to 3 minutes, they have finished all of any kind of crime that has taken place. It's done. It's over and done with. And then the rest of the stories are national stories. They're feel-good stories. You know, somebody rescued a cat out of a tree and this, that, and other. That's the type of stuff that we listen to on our news just few years back. And now the first half of the news is filled with crime, different incidents of crime that is taking place in our community or near our community. Another thing, what I'm talking about, locking your cars. This came across on Monday. 40-year-old man arrested, and this incident was like a scene out of a movie. You know, like somebody wrote this in a movie scene. 40-year-old man stole a vehicle from a Circle K. When he, and I'm not going to read the story, I'm just going to paraphrase and tell you what it was, if you will. But a 40-year-old man stole a vehicle from Circle K when the owner got out of the vehicle and went into the store. And he did the ultimate no. He left the car running. Don't leave your vehicles running, people. But anyway, once he realized that his car was being stolen, he actually ran out the store and jumped into the bed of the truck. It was a truck that was being stolen. He jumped into the bed of the truck. The person that's still in the truck took off with him in the bed of the truck. This particular individual had a firearm in the truck. The man located the firearm, and as he was driving, he was trying to shoot the man in the back of the truck. At some point, the owner of the truck was able to jump out the back of the truck and run away. And as he ran away, the individual that stole the truck was still shooting at him. But however, it did result in this person being apprehended. He was caught. 40-year-old Aubrey Dion Grandison was arrested for this particular crime. And like I say, this is something out of a movie. This is not anything that's supposed to be happening in the city of Pensacola. It's just not supposed. It's just not. And I can't even say it was young people. This guy was 40 years old. So I can't even blame the young folks on that, because we have old heads that are doing stupid stuff as well. But we just got to be, we got to be safe, people. We got to be smart. I've still been trying to come up with ideas and suggestions and starting conversations on what we need to do to curb the violence in our city. It's going to be an uphill battle, but I know nothing starts without a conversation. And, you know, I do have a platform to speak about these issues. I do have a passion to want to come up with a resolution to these issues, and by me speaking to you guys every day or every couple times a week, I hope that you get to the point to where you develop a similar passion to what I have in regards to making our community a better place to be, because I can't do it alone. I need a team. I need a team, and on the team, everybody has a role. Everybody has a role when you put a team together. Just like a basketball team. You have your person that's designated to bring the ball up the court. That person has a specific skill that they can get the ball from the baseline to across half court, even under pressure. So they have a particular job. And then once they do get the ball over that line, they are responsible for getting the ball to the right people. You have that two guard, that shooting guard, who has a responsibility. His responsibility is to get free to where he can get a clear shot to come off a pick, so he can find a clear shot. And that first one guard is the one that's going to give him the ball. So it takes a team. Then you have that three down there, that small forward down there that can do what the two does, and to have the ability to do what the one does, but he also is trying to create shots for the two, and then the two is creating shots for the three. And then you have that four who can play the 5 position as well and the 3 position, but that person's job is to rebound and get the ball to the open man to start the fast break or whatever, and you have your big man down low. And I know I'm getting a whole analogy of sports here, but I'm saying that to say this: it takes a whole team. It takes a whole team to win. If the point guard did not have those other 4 people on the court, he's not going to win by himself. That point guard can't do what that big man, that 5 in the middle. That point guard can't do the same thing and play the same role and block the shots, and he can't do that. That's why he's not a 5. He's a 1. So on a team, everybody has their role, and trying to get this violence under control is going to take a team effort. And I feel that my position is to put the information out there to start the conversation and engage in the conversations to come up with solutions by brainstorming with other people. But I got to get other people on board in order to have this be successful, if you will. Mr. John, I don't know what I'm doing, Mr. John. He said, there you have a 6'3" white boy who wins the slam dunk contest. Yeah, he can jump, but you can't put him up against. You can't put him down low and let him play against Shaq and Ewan and Lajuan and Duncan, and he can't play down low against them. He might be able to dunk, but I bet you he won't run up on Shaq and try to dunk on top of Shaq. He plays the role. So, and again, I know I'm rambling at this point, but it is I want our community to be safe, not just for me, and my kids and my grandkids and whatever. I want the community to be safe for everyone. I want Pensacola to be a place where people feel comfortable in venturing out to do daily tasks without having to worry about being victims of crime. I don't know what to blame it on, the economic situation, the education situation. I don't know what. I don't know what to blame it on. But that don't mean that we can't try to come up with solutions. Our young people, there are a lot of resources out there for them to do something constructive, but we don't have the adults and the parenting to get these young people into certain activities, programs, whatnot, to where they don't have idle time to get into negative situations, because idle time is a playground for the devil. An idle mind that gives a person time to sit down and think about all the wrongdoers that they can do and what they think they can get away with or whatever. But if you keep people occupied and focus on positive things, they're not going to sit and dwell on what they can do negative. They're going to focus on that positive thing. They're going to focus on doing better in school. They're going to focus on doing better at their sport, doing better at their if they're in a music program, or if they're a dance program, or whatever the case may be. They're going to turn their energy to that versus turn it into something negative. And eventually they're going to understand if there's consequences in behaviors, if you will. They're gonna be in a position where they're passionate about what they're learning to do, and they're gonna know that the consequences of not adhering to the rules is that what they feel passionate about can be taken away from them if they do not adhere and conduct themselves accordingly. But we have to have the guidance from the adults in the room in order for that to happen. We got to get the adults to act right. If you have adults that are acting a fool, the kids are going to act a fool, and that's just the way it is. And at the same time, you can be a perfect parent. You can do everything as right as possible, but you can still have a kid that goes in the wrong direction, goes off the wrong path. So, I'm not blaming all parents and every adult or whatever the case may be, but you can't have parents that are treating these young people as if they can't do any wrong, and they're doing wrong, and instead of the parent getting upset with the child, they're getting upset with the people who are reporting the wrongdoings. They're getting an attitude with the people that are telling you what your child has done. Mr. Adams says, next time they have one of these roundtable conferences, let's ask kids what they need and want to change. That was attempted. This was back when the youth summit had a town hall, if you will, a meeting in regards to violence in our community. It didn't go as well as I would like to have. It went, especially when it came to the kids voicing their opinions. But from what I gathered from that particular meeting, if I had to take anything away from it, is that these kids want something to do. These kids want to be a part of something without having to jump through hoops to get there. These kids want to be a part of programs, but they may not have the 3.0 grade point average to do this. They may not have the clean background that you need to participate in this program. They may not have the funds available to buy all the gear and the uniforms and the pay the dues and the fees that some of these organizations was some of the elite kids are a part of, and their parents have those resources. So they can't get into those organizations because they don't have the resources or the finances to do so. And I've talked about this before when it comes to our youth. If you're going to have a youth program, and this is to anybody that has a youth program, if you're going to have a youth program, you should not exclude any child from participating in your program. Stop putting these stipulations on these kids that they have to have a 3.0 grade point average to participate in your program. stop putting stipulations on them that they can't have, they can't have a referral in the dean's office. They can't have dreadlocks in their head. They can't, they can't participate if they can't buy a suit with a tie and patent leather shoes or whatever the case may be, because all these kids don't have these resources, and they're being thrown to the side because they don't have the resources and the tools to participate in an organization that should be open to all young people. But anyway, I'm ranting and raving here. But we have to get better. We got to come up with solutions. So, and I kind of got off topic just a little bit because I want to talk about a few things. There was a situation in Daphne, Alabama, which is right across the street from us, where a man killed 4 members of his family. Shot and killed 4 members of his family. Again, that's right across the street from where we are. Again, another part of violence in our area, in our community. And you may say, well, that's in Alabama. Well, shit, we sit in Alabama line. So Pensacola, they refer to Pensacola as being lower Alabama. Mr. John said it costs about $150 a year to be in Boy Scout. Boy Scout, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. To charge these kids and to expect these kids to come up with money that they don't have, parents who can barely pay their bills, and they're supposed to come up with all this additional money to participate in a program that's supposed to help young men grow up. If you're turning away any kids, shame on you. Shame on you. And that goes for any of these organizations. I can understand that, organizations need funds to operate. I can understand that. But these kids don't have any control over that. It's the parents that control that situation, because kids don't have any control over that. So to tell a kid you can't be in this program because your parents can't afford to pay these dues and these fees and buy this and buy that and buy that, that's not fair to that kid. So if you're going to have these programs, go out and seek sponsorships. Go out and seek sponsorships to put the money into the programs to where you can bring these kids in without having to charge them. And I'm all about, as far as kids who parents can afford to pay these fees or whatever the case may be, if they can afford them, more power to them. But all these parents can't afford all this stuff that is necessary to be a part of the organization. So we just have to do better. But anyway, my hour has been spent, and I know I've been ranting and raving about a lot of things, and I still got a lot of things to cover. So I'm going to table this until Monday's show, 6 o'clock. WPMM Radio, 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Monday. We'll come back and we'll talk about things. I'm still trying to get people. I want people to, and I didn't talk about the fentanyl situation tonight, but what I want to do is get people who are willing to talk about their drug addiction, how they overcame their drug addiction, the struggles that come with drug addiction, because I want people to hear your story about how you overcame or how you are in the process of overcoming. If you're a recovering addict, if you're going through treatment right now, if you have went through treatment and you're recovered and you've been clean for a month or 10 years or whatever the case may be, I want you to come on and be an inspiration to someone else who may need your voice or your story to be their motivation to get off of whatever substance or whatever they're addicted to, because your testimony could save a life. So I understand there's a level of shame that comes along with situations such as that, and I know this, but I'm looking for people who are willing to come and talk about their situations and how they overcame it and what did it take for them to get to that point to where they say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I have to do something to change my life. I'm looking for those people to come on to the show. I was hoping to get it done and have people on the show by Monday, but if you are somebody who willing to talk, inbox me on Facebook. My Facebook name is changed. It's TTWG Graham, TTWG Graham on Facebook, or email me at thetruthwithg@yahoo.com. That's the name of the show, thetruthwithg@yahoo.com. Mr. John, we'll talk to you next week, buddy. You have a good weekend. But for all of you out there, I will see you guys on Monday night. Make sure you tune in. Appreciate you tuning in tonight. This video will be available on my Facebook page, on the WPMM Facebook page. If you missed anything, to go back. Appreciate you listening. Thank you so very much for supporting the show. And I will see you on Monday. Until then, you guys be safe, be blessed, and I am out of here.